Hi, welcome back guys. This is your sensei, back with another fanfiction. This is the first part of What If Third Hokage Was Sealed Inside Naruto. Now before starting, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like this. Now let's get into the fanfic. I don't own Naruto. 54 In a dark alley in Konoha No1's POV 143 A young boy, no older than 4, is getting beaten up by the villagers. They are kicking him, shoving kunais in his frail little body and burning him. All in all, a painful experience. They laugh at his misery. Why are they doing this to a young boy? Because these stupid villagers are blinded by hate and believe this cute boy is the nine-tailed fox, who killed their loved ones. He begs for mercy, but it falls to deaf ears. Then they do the unthinkable. They start to RPE him. The leader, a pink-hair guy, starts to take of his already worn-out clothes. 624 The young boy knows what they're going to do and becomes afraid. He gets pulled into his mindscape to see a crying third Hokage and a sad nine-tailed fox in a forest in his mind. You see, the young boy found out about them when he was 3, and he loves them. Naruto, the third Hokage, cries. GG. Naruto runs up to the Hokage and cries. I'm sorry Naruto, it's all my fault. The nine-tailed fox says. Naruto shakes his head, indicating a no. It isn't Kurama and I. They are at fault. Humans are blinded by fear and fear turns to hate. When this happens, they push their hatred to the closest thing, which happens to be me. Besides, you were being controlled, you couldn't help it. 90 For a 4-year-old boy, Naruto is really smart. He had to grow up quickly to survive. If you're wondering why the third Hokage is there, this is what happened. 2 Flashback no Jutsu. 116 The nine-tailed fox is currently attacking the village. 3 kids were born that minute. Kushina looked at them, pale and sickly. There were 2 boys and 1 girl. She names the red-haired boy Menma, the blonde girl Mito and the blonde boy Naruto. Their father is currently fighting against the controlled fox. 31 He starts to seal the fox inside his child Naruto, but the third stops him and goes forward. Stop, Minato. You have a family to take care of. Minato looks at his hero and smiles. Thanks, Hiruzen. My last wish is for you to take care of your family. Treat them equally. Sarutobi/third Hokage seals the fox in Naruto and was about to die when he heard Kami's voice. Hiruzen, I will not take your life, but seal it in Naruto. I have a feeling he won't be treated well and he will need your love. Nobody but Hiruzen heard that and was sealed along with the nine-tailed fox in Naruto. 49 Flashback no Jutsu, Kai. 27 GG started to comfort Naruto in his mindscape. Kurama the nine-tailed fox did the same. Outside, however, Naruto is being badly raped. He stops screaming as he is in his mindscape. You dare do this to a child. An angry and demonic voice comes towards the STTY villagers. They look to where the voice was heard and see none other than Orochimaru, along with 3 NB. He is no child. He is a demon. A stupid villager says. Silence. He is a young boy who is protecting you by keeping the real monster at bay. Orochimaru says. That's a lie. Another idiotic villager says. It's sad how you can't see the difference between a kunai and a scroll. An ANBU says. They look to see a few familiar faces. Mr. Haruno, Mizuki and a few of the ANBU that were supposed to be protecting Naruto. Angered by this, Orochimaru ordered the 3 ANBU to take them to Ibiki. Ibiki is a perfect punishment as he becomes a real monster to anyone who hurts Naruto. 273 Orochimaru picks up the young boy who is covered in dirt, his BLD and a little Esaman. He heads to his home where he lives with the other 2 Sannin. He soon sees Naruto coming out of his mindscape. Hello kiddo. Orochimaru says. Naruto weakly smiles. Uncle Orochi, he says softly. He loves a few people, one of them being Orochimaru. Orochimaru smiles sadly at the boy. Let's go home and have miso ramen with pork for dinner. That's your favorite. Naruto nods and cuddles in his uncle. 191 At the 3 Sannin house No1's POV 15 Uncle Orochi enters his house. It's a house in the forest of death, away from the village. They enter and Tsunade immediately runs to them. She sees the bruised and bloody boy and wraps her arms around him. She then feels something odd. She looks and finds the SM. Her Ki released and flooded the whole forest of death. She looks at Orochimaru while cuddling the young boy and says, Orochimaru. Orochimaru knows what she's asking and nods. We got there too late. The ANBU who were supposed to keep Naruto safe were the ones who lead the mob to him. Now Tsunade's Ki grew more gruesome and also flooded the village. Everyone either shivered, fainted, or were already fast asleep so nothing happened to them. Jiraiya and Shizune heard everything and they released their Ki, but controlled it to only flood the house and not affect Naruto. 150 Tsunade took the sad boy and helped him take a bath. The three NBU returned and entered the house. They removed their masks to show Itachi, Kakashi, and Anko. They all were the same. They loved Naruto and didn't think of him as a monster. They also deeply hated the Hokage and Kushina for turning a blind eye and neglect Naruto. They changed their clothes and sat down for dinner. 60 Mikoto and Fugaka Uchiha were also people who loved Naruto. When they heard what happened, Itachi informed them. They left to go to Ibiki to help him torture the villagers who attacked Naruto. Their little Sasuke was already asleep, so they didn't have to worry about him. As soon as they were done, although not fully satisfied, they headed to the house and arrived 10 minutes after the ANBU. They felt the same way as the ANBU and Sannin but had more complicated feelings about their friends, Minato and Kushina. All of them sat down, waiting for the young boy. He came out, being carried by Tsunade, wearing a lovely kimono that made all the girls squeal. He looked adorable. Soon, Kurama and Hiruzen popped out of Naruto. Kami allowed them to do that, but only for a bit. Kurama appeared in human form. This was Naruto's real family. He loved them and they loved him. His BRH parents had neglected him and believed the villagers over their own son. His BRH siblings often mistreated him as well. No, that was not a family. Naruto's true family included Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Hiruzen, Mikoto, and Fugaku, along with siblings Kurama, Shizune, Itachi, Kakashi, Anko, and Ibiki. They sat down and enjoyed their ramen while chatting happily together, successfully helping Naruto forget the unfortunate events. Suddenly, a knock was heard at the door. Tsunade got up and walked to the door, smiling happily. However, when she opened it and saw who it was, her smile turned to a frown. "What do you want, Kushina?" Kushina looked at Tsunade and said, "I haven't seen Naruto all week, so I was wondering if he was annoying you." Tsunade noticed the slip-up, causing her frustration to flare. This made the others curious, so Mikoto, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Naruto, and Shizune decided to see what was going on. "Well, only after a week you noticed. Why bother then?" Tsunade asked. "Well, he is part of the family," Kushina replied. "You don't treat him like that, though," Tsunade countered. "He gets treated better than he should," Kushina said defensively. "So Naruto's not a T," Tsunade pressed. "Being mistreated by the village is his treatment. It is just lying. The villagers are not evil enough to do that. How do you know that when you don't even look after him? How do you know if he is lying or not?" "I spend time with him." "Really? And when was that?" "And why did you say the instead of the?" "Clearly, you don't think of him as a human. He isn't. Get out." "Excuse me." Mikoto decided to intervene and stepped out of hiding. "I am truly disappointed in you, Kushina. To treat your own son so poorly. He is such a nice boy who doesn't lie." "What do you know?" Kushina asked. "I have been with him longer than you have, becoming someone he can trust. I have seen him in his darkest moments since he was born, for long years ago. Now, I would appreciate it if you would leave. Naruto is inside with the people who care about him. Don't think I'll forget what you said about him so soon. In fact, we are no longer friends. I won't be friends with someone who is rude to a young boy. Good night and get lost." Tsunade slammed the door, and Kushina walked away, sad. They suddenly heard sobbing and turned around to see a crying Naruto. Naruto's POV: "She never cared for me. She called me an it. What? Why? I started sobbing when a pair of arms enveloped me. I looked up to see Tsunade crying while hugging me. Don't cry. It'll make me want to cry more. Let it all out, sweetie, she said, and I immediately started bawling, thinking about what I did wrong to make her not even see me as a human. After 10 minutes, I started feeling sleepy. The darkness took over. Good night. Tsunade's POV Naruto finally calmed down and slept. I took him to his room and tucked him in. I went out to see Orochimaru telling the rest what we saw. Needless to say, everyone started releasing their frustration. I think it's finally time. Orochimaru, Jiraiya, I think it's time. So it is. Couldn't agree more. Everyone looked at us confused. I started to speak. We have been observing Naruto's life for a few months. His parents neglecting him and calling him a demon. His siblings bullying him, verbally and physically. The villagers have mistreated him. It's safe to say that the people here don't plan on looking deeper and see that he isn't a monster. We thought about this for a while. The three of us, due to our Sannin rights, will take Naruto out of here. Naruto won't be classified as a missing nin as he isn't a ninja. Mikoto spoke up, will we be able to see him? I want to talk to him. I consider him my third son. Tsunade replied, you're all ninjas here that don't have Sannin rights, so no. But I'll make sure that you can write to each other. Only we care about him. Don't tell Sasuke about him. He should meet Naruto without knowing who he is. Why? I want to see drama. Where Naruto isn't dying. All right. When will you be leaving? The minute Naruto wakes up. Jiraiya, get our things packed. Orochimaru, get Naruto's stuff. I'll go inform the Hokage. I'll also prepare adoption papers where we are his guardians. He'll be Naruto Senju, son of Sannin. How will you persuade him? I'll threaten him if talking won't work. Alright, tell him that if he doesn't agree, the Uchiha clan will leave Konoha. Hokage's office Minato was overwhelmed by paperwork, muttering about it under his breath. Suddenly, Tsunade appeared. Close, Tsunade. What can I do for you? Minato, I want you to know that Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and I will be taking Naruto with us outside this village. What? Why? We need you three. Oh. And what about Naruto? What? Cat got your tongue. Well, in that case, sign this. What are those? One is to let Naruto come with us. The second one is the adoption paper where Naruto will become a Senju. What? Why would I allow you to adopt him? I won't allow any of it. You will allow it or else. Or else what? If Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and I leave, the Uchiha clan will no longer be part of Konoha. Your choice. But he is my son. When have you ever acted like a father? Don't bother pretending, I know you would love to get rid of him. Well, since you know, he immediately signed the papers. Part of him wanted the Sannin and Uchiha. Part of him wanted to be rid of the demon. Tsunade took the papers and left. At home, Naruto woke up to the sound of commotion. He stepped out of his room to see Uncle Orochimaru packing. Uncle Orochi, what are you doing? Hello, Naruto. We are going to leave this place with you today. Really? Everyone? No, just Bachan, Pervy Sage, Karamanai, Gigi, and I. But what about the rest? Anko approached. Cheer up, Geki. We'll keep in touch, okay? Once you get stronger, you can return if you want. HN. Itachi walked up. Seems like you're part Uchiha. Everyone laughed. Ibiki came by to say goodbye to his brother. Everyone wished the 6 Kurama and Hiruzen were their goodbye. Naruto was happy to leave the village but sad he couldn't meet face to face with those he loved. He knew this was for the best, as the pros outweighed the cons. Goodbye Konoha. In a random village. It's been a few days since we left that village. I can't believe we actually left. We are currently in a village I don't know the name of, and they are really kind. I wonder, if they knew I was a Jinchuriki, would they treat me the way my mother, Lady Kushina, and the Hokage along with the village treated me? I don't know, Kit. They may be different. Thanks, Karamanai. But please don't read my mind. All right, Naruto. You are no longer Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. You are Naruto Senju, the next heir to the Senju clan, my clan, Bachan said. Arigato Tsunade Bachan. I couldn't contain my excitement. Naruto, what would you like to learn? Uncle Orochi asked. I want to learn medical ninjutsu like Tsunade Bachan. I also want to learn weapons and sealing. Also summoning. Very interesting choices, SQR. So, medical ninjutsu, bokujutsu, and fuinjutsu. Tsunade can teach you medical stuff. Orochimaru and I can teach you how to use weapons. As for sealing, Hiruzen and I will teach him sealing. You sure, Kurama? I am not a 1,000-year-old fox for show. Alright. For summoning. Naruto, which animals do you like? I like foxes, wolves, and snakes. Since I am a fox demon, I also have the fox summoning. Would you like to sign it? That is if they approve. Orochimaru could do the same for snakes. For wolves, I have a friend who's a wolf summon. I could ask him. Really? Why? Naruto, my boy, you need to get stronger first. They will observe you when you least expect it and see if you are worthy. Only then will they allow you to sign it. First, start training. In a month or so, they will tell you if you are worthy or not. Alright, GG. Kurama and I started my physical training. It's terrible. He put 20 kilograms weights on me and made me run around the village 100 times and do push-ups and sit-ups 100 times each. That's one set. He made me do 5 sets. I am only 4. By the time I finished, dinner was ready. Everyone said I'll do this for the first week, then they'll start my basic training, like chakra training. Time skipped to a month. Same village. Naruto was training with swords with Orochimaru. He used a basic sword for training purposes since he didn't own one. They were doing quite well. Naruto had lost his chubby face and developed an 8-pack. He learned to control his chakra quickly, considering he was an Uzumaki and had Kurama's chakra. They started training him in the fields he chose, and he showed promising results. All of the fields are above Genin level, low Chunin. Thanks to Kurama, Naruto has advanced hearing, smell, and sight. His chakra elemental affinities are lightning, wind, water, and fire. It's just been a month. Naruto is currently sparring with Orochimaru while 3 figures stand in the shadows. Jiraiya stands next to them. So, is he worthy for your summon? Jiraiya asks. I believe he is. It's a good thing I listened to Kurama, Orochimaru replies. This boy is extraordinary, one of the figures says. My kind can always find promising people. Kurama finding him is an example. Yes for me. The others respond. When will we tell him? Jiraiya asks. When he senses us, Orochimaru answers. Naruto and Orochimaru stop sparring. Naruto looks in the direction of the 3 figures. Pervy Sage, who are they? They are the summons, Naruto. The figures approach as they grow larger. The huge snake speaks first. Hello, Naruto. I am Manda, the boss summon of the snakes. I would like you to sign a contract with us. I see great potential in you. A scroll suddenly appears in front of Naruto. He signs his name in it with his BLD, writing Naruto. Last names aren't required as their BLD identifies the individual. Thank you, Manda. There is a moment of silence. Chan. The 3 Sannin and Hiruzen exclaim. Yes. I am a female. Boy, how did you know? I don't know how. Something in me told me you were a girl. I'm right. You are very interesting. See you soon, boy. Manda poofs away, leaving a snake tattoo on Naruto's left hand. Next, a fox approaches Naruto. Kid, you are amazing, just like Kurama said. I will let you sign the fox summoning contract. By the way, I'm Ku, the boss summon for foxes. Naruto signs his first name again, and the fox and scroll disappear, leaving a fox tattoo below his snake tattoo. Lastly, a giant wolf approaches. Hello, pup. I am Ulrika, the boss summon for the wolves. I too accept you as our main summoner. Here you go. Naruto signs his name once more, and a wolf tattoo appears below the fox tattoo. He says goodbye, and Ulrika and the scroll poof away. Congratulations, my boy. You just made 3 summoning contracts. Make them proud. I will, GG. A month later, October 10th, Naruto had another nightmare last night. It happens when his birthday approaches. In his nightmares, the villagers torment him, but this time, no one comes to help him. It isn't as gruesome as his previous birthdays, perhaps because he is away from them and living happily. Naruto wakes up and gets out of bed, showering and dressing in his normal clothes. He walks out of his room to find all the lights off in the living room. It is dark. Naruto switches on the lights, and confetti bursts everywhere. Hiruzen, Tsunade, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Kurama, and the three boss summons in chibi form Manda, Kuwu, and Ulrika shout, "Happy birthday, Naruto." The place is decorated. Naruto looks at them with watery eyes and pounces on them, saying, "Thank you guys. Naruto, this is from me. I give you a sword I thought suited you very well." Uncle Orochimaru hands Naruto a sword. The sword shines, and Naruto feels a connection. This is Naruto's main weapon. "Thank you, Uncle Orochi." Naruto says in admiration, finally receiving a sword that is his own. A small tattoo appears on Naruto's right hand, depicting a sword. He can always retrieve it, even if taken from him. "Naruto, this is a one-of-a-kind dagger. It can harm someone but cannot kill. Use it when sparring with a friend. It will also show that person a genjutsu, revealing your pain to them," Jiraiya says, handing him a dagger. A small tattoo of a dagger appears below Naruto's sword tattoo. "Naruto, happy birthday. The snakes and I decided to give you a sword. It has poison that will only release if you command it. Use it wisely." Manda presents Naruto with a purple sword that has a face on it. It disappears, and a miniature version appears as a tattoo below the dagger. "Pup, congrats on your birthday. We wolves give you a sword too. This sword is sharper than any fang. It can cut through a full-grown tree easily. It's dull right now, but if you command it to be sharper, it will," Ulrika says, and a tattoo of the sword in miniature form appears below Manda's sword tattoo. "Kit, happy birthday. The foxes and I give you this sword. It has the fire element. Will it, and it will be surrounded by flames, increasing your offense. You can command it to burn, hurt, or just for show." Kuwu gives him the orange-colored sword. It disappears, and a miniature version tattoo appears below Ulrika's sword tattoo. The swords, left to right, Ulrika's gift, Orochi's gift, Jiraiya's gift, Kuwu's gift, and Manda's gift. "Naruto, I give you my medical scrolls. They are the most advanced in this world. They show jutsus and many other things. Use them wisely," Tsunade says, handing him 6 scrolls. He takes them and thanks her, sealing them in a scroll that holds his most treasured items. "Kit, Hiruzen, and I think it's time to give you a different kind of Kekkai Genkai. It has been with me and I give it to you. Hiruzen modified it a bit so it wouldn't cause any trouble when I give it to you. This is called Burinjin. It allows you to control fire and water by will, with no hand signs needed. It will activate and immediately protect you if you are in danger. Hiruzen will teach you the Uzumaki Kekkai Genkai, chakra chains. Happy birthday, my Kit." Kurama pokes his head out, and Naruto feels a sharp pain in his eyes. He opens them to see his new Kekkai Genkai, Burinjin. "Cool," he exclaims. "Kit, I will teach you how to use it. Also, I want to give you my last name, Kitsune. That way, you can have better access to the Burinjin. I can perform the BLD link tonight, where you will be my Kit, even by BLD. Do you accept?" "Yes." "Then you are now Naruto Senju Kitsune." "Arigato." "Naruto, this came for you from your favorite people in Konoha," Tsunade said, handing him a box filled with small presents. Kakashi gave Naruto fingerless gloves and a scroll on how to use Chidori, knowing his chakra elemental affinities. The Uchiha clan provided a scroll on their fire jutsu and Itachi's crow jutsu. Anko and Ibiki gifted Naruto senbons, which they used for capturing enemies. He wrote them a letter to express his gratitude. Kurama showed Naruto how to release the Burinjin from his eyes, and they went out to enjoy the rest of the day. As night fell, Kurama performed the BLD link by biting himself and making Naruto drink his BLD while chanting. Once it was done, Naruto's hair grew longer, his teeth became sharper, his nails also sharpened, and he sprouted fox ears and 9 tails, just like Kurama. Kurama taught him how to make his ears and tails disappear. This was Naruto's favorite birthday. It's been 6 months since Mikoto has spoken to me. She made it clear she hates me because of how I treated him. They say he's a human, and something in me believes that. I always thought of him as a demon, but something kept telling me he's human, though I ignored it. I feared he might bring destruction to my family. Now I realize he is my family too. Ever since he left, I felt guilty. No one in my family did. In fact, they celebrated. I couldn't. Today, I am doing something I never thought I would, going to his room. I walk upstairs and enter the attic. It is dark and gloomy. I see a sleeping bag, a dusty cupboard, and an old desk. There's a dustbin swarming with flies. I shoo them away and see something that makes my stomach turn, lots of bandages covered in BLD. But this attic isn't a place for someone to live in. I feel a stab in my heart. I look at the desk and see a diary and a note on it. It reads, "To Kushina, Naruto made me leave this here for you. This is only for your eyes, so only you can break the seal on it. Don't show anyone. From Orochimaru." Why would Naruto leave this for me? I unlock the seal and begin to read. It's Naruto's diary from ages 1 to wait. Age 1. He could write this well at that age. The first entry reads, "To diary, Oba-chan left this here and told me to write in it. She taught me how to write and read. She's scary. But I know she loves me. I wish my real mom loved me like this too. I love her, but she thinks I am a demon. But I don't know. Does she hate me? Maybe. I love her though. Mama just glares at me, so maybe she doesn't hate me that much. My family hates me a lot. Today, I asked Papa if he could play with me, but he hit me in the face. Then my brother and sister kicked me. Goodbye, Naruto. I feel a pang in my heart. They hit him at age 1. I am no better. I glared at him. I look at another entry. Dear Diary, I have gotten better at spelling. Tsunade Oba-chan made sure of that. Scary. Uncle Orochi helps me too. Also, creepy sage. He's very creepy. He looks at an orange book and giggles weirdly. Itachi, Kakenai, and Ankone came to the Sannin house. I was there. We ate dango and ramen. I love ramen, Databeo. I started saying Databeo a few months ago. I once told Papa that, but he hit me in the stomach and punched me in the face. But I started to cry, but he laughed. He glared at me like the villagers. Evil, mean, and scary. Every time I am outside, everyone glares at me. But today, a person hit my head with a bottle. Uncle Orochi was there, and he hit the person and sent him to Ankone and Ibikianai. They hurt bad people. Tsunade Oba-chan healed me, and so did Kuramenai. Kuramenai is the 9 tails. Everyone talks mean things about him, but he is so kind. He loves to tease me. He didn't attack the village because he wanted to. He was controlled by someone named I think it was Madara Uchiha. Everyone I love loves him too. He's so nice. Dear Diary, yesterday was the worst day. I was attacked by the villagers. They hurt me and called me a monster and a demon. But I never hurt anyone. When I came home, my mom asked me why I was late, and when I told her, she slapped me. I thought she would believe me. She started shouting, and the Hokage hit me. His children kicked me when I went up. Did no one see my bruises? Kakashi came, and I told him, and he believed me. He said he would help me. Kurama came in his human form to help me. Today, I met Auntie Mikoto and Uncle Fugaku. They saved me when I was being attacked. They healed me. I told them about my life, and they wanted to confront my mom and her family, but I begged them not to. I will earn my mom's trust. As for the Hokage and his children, I know they hate me, but at least I have my mom. I don't hate her. Maybe a little. He wrote this. He believed in me, but I did not. What kind of mother am I? But the villagers are always kind to us. They must know he is my son, so why would they attack him? I dropped the diary, and an envelope came out. It read, "To Kushina, Naruto wrote this and told me to leave this in the diary. From Orochimaru." I opened the envelope and started to read the letter. It said, "To Lady Kushina, I now understand that you hate me as much as your family. Don't worry. The demon is gone. The Hokage signed the adoption letter, and now I am a senju. I hate your family, but it seems I can't hate you. Thank you for bringing me to this world. I got to meet nice people, although I was surrounded by hate. Every year on my birthday, there is a thing called a fox hunt where the villagers hurt me more than usual. But today, I was attacked. Uncle Orochimaru stopped it before it could get worse. I will come back. If you are reading this, then I believe you care. This seal lets me know if you opened it. Thank you for caring. Please go to the hospital and check my records, so you will know the truth. Goodbye. I may return. From Naruto Senju. I lost my son. Why? What have I done? It's all my fault. I decided to transform into Naruto and go outside. Everyone was glaring, calling Naruto a monster and a demon. A person threw a bottle at me. Many villagers ganged up on me with weapons. Afraid, I rushed to the hospital and released my transformation. I entered the hospital and asked for Naruto's records. It showed very serious injuries. I couldn't believe it. Everything he said was true. What kind of mother am I? After that day, the real Kushina locked herself up in the attic for 3 months, clutching Naruto's diary and saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Mikoto found her and convinced her to get out so she could change and be the mother she should have been when Naruto returns. When she replaced her clone, she slowly started to separate herself from her family and announced that none of them would be the heir to the Uzumaki clan and that she would find a suitable heir. She saw her kids in their true form, selfish and self-serving. She couldn't love Minato the way she did before after seeing him speak poorly of her son. She confronted any villager who spoke badly about him. After a long time, Naruto's real family forgave her and told Naruto about her. His reply is yet to come. It's been 10 months since I left, and I have gotten stronger. If you're wondering who my brother is, it's Gaara. Yep, I am currently in the Sand Village. 2 months ago, Tsunade, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Shizune who joined later to see what they would do when they knew Naruto was gone, and Naruto were in front of the Sand Village gates. They heard there was a Jinchuriki there that the village loved, so they thought Naruto might find friends and a village that cares for him. The guards stopped them, and when they were about to answer why they were there, a voice called out, "What's going on?" The guards paled and said, "Lord Kazekage, these people are not from the village and want to enter." The 5-leaf Nin well, 4 and an abandoned child turned to face Raza, carrying a boy with red hair around Naruto's age and 2 kids next to him. A blonde girl with a huge fan and a brunette boy, who looked older than the red-haired boy. The red-haired boy stared at Naruto, and a voice inside him said, "Kid, he may be a Jinchuriki, like you." Kurama informed Naruto in his mind, "Kid, he has my brother in him." The one-tailed raccoon dog, Shikak. The red-haired boy stepped away from his father's caring hands and walked forward. Naruto did the same. They locked eyes for a moment until the red-haired boy spoke. "Mother told me you are the same as me." "Mother?" Naruto asked. The one-tail. "Well then, I guess I am. The name's Naruto Senju Kitsune. I'm the Jinchuriki of the 9-tailed fox, Kurama, or better known as the Kyuubi. Gaara of the sand. I'm the Jinchuriki of the one-tailed raccoon dog, Shikak. What brings you all here? Don't you have a village to be in?" "We had one. More like I had one." "What do you mean?" "Long story. Mother says that there is someone else in you. Are you a Jinchuriki of 2? "Nope. Inside of me is also the 3rd Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen. GG for short." "Nanny. The Sarutobi is alive. And in you." Raza exclaimed. "Yeah." Tsunade knew she needed to explain why they were there and realized Naruto would be affected as he would remember many painful memories. "Naruto, time to sleep," she said. The rest of the group understood. "But how?" he replied innocently. Tsunade transferred some chakra into Naruto, and he immediately fell asleep. Before he hit the ground, 2 men, one looking very old and the other around 26, appeared out of nowhere. The young man caught Naruto and cradled him in his arms. Raza recognized the older man and exclaimed, "Sarutobi. Been a while, old friend. Where did you come from?" "From Naruto's seal. He broke most of it off so Kurama and I can come out anytime." "That's the Kyuubi. Sup. The name's Kurama." "Hello. No need to be afraid, old friend. He was controlled to attack the Leaf Village by Madara Uchiha. Oh. Why did you knock out Naruto? Because what we are about to tell you is his life story, and it isn't rosy at all. It's a nightmare that could break a person. We'd rather not let my kid hear it, or it'll resurface horrible memories we've tried so hard to help him forget. But is it horrible? We'll tell you inside your house, old friend. Guards, stand down. They are friends of mine. The gates opened, and they went inside. Everyone sat in the dining room of the palace. Naruto was on Kurama's lap, sleeping. Now, time to explain, Raza said. Tsunade began, when Naruto was born, the Hokage, Minato Namikaze, was fighting Kurama. His wife, Kushina Namikaze Uzumaki, gave birth to appealing triplets, 2 boys and a girl. Minato was about to seal Kurama in his eldest son when Sarutobi stepped in, saying he should take care of his family. However, Kami decided to seal Sarutobi in Naruto because he felt Naruto would face hardships far greater than he should and would need help. If you haven't guessed it, Naruto is the eldest of the triplets. His full name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. His siblings are Menma and Mito. Unfortunately, Minato and Kushina never took care of Naruto. He had to learn by himself. I had to teach him how to read and write. They completely neglected him and called him a demon. He met Sarutobi and Kurama on his first birthday, which was also the day he faced his first beating from the village. He told his parents, who only punched him and dismissed him, calling him a demon. When he was 4 years old, he was nearly harmed, but Orochimaru intervened before it got worse. We had enough, so we left. With our Sannin rights, we could leave the village whenever we wanted, and Minato was more than happy to get rid of the demon. We came here because we heard that there was a Jinchuriki treated well, and we thought Naruto might find a friend who understands his pain. Also, the reason he is Naruto Senjukitsune is that Minato signed the adoption papers for me to take Naruto, and later, Kurama gave him his last name, Kitsune, after granting him his bloodline. So he became Naruto Senjukitsune. By the end of this, everyone was in tears, even Gaara. He can stay here along with all of you. We will provide him a life he deserves. A happy life, Raza said, trying not to cry. I'll treat him like a brother. He won't be lonely and sad, Gaara added. From then on, they lived and trained in Suna. Back to Naruto's perspective. I went down to eat breakfast when Tsunade handed me a letter. It was from Auntie Mikoto. It read, "Dear Naruto, how are you, my boy? How's the Sand Village? Are people treating you well? Well, anyways, there's something you should know. Kushina found your diary and read it. After that, she locked herself in your room and sent a BLD clone to help around the house. This went on for a few months. She kept saying things like, 'I'm sorry,' or 'I am a bad mother.' She learned her mistake, so I convinced her to come out of the room and start finding ways to make you trust her again. She also became a little distant with the rest after learning what they did to you. Are you going to forgive her? Well, I have to go now. Take care. I love you. Sincerely, Mikoto Uchiha." She learned her mistake. I don't think I can forgive her yet. Not so fast, anyway. So I wrote back, "Dear Aunt Mikoto, hello Auntie. I am fine. The Sand Village is amazing. Everyone here is so nice to me even though I am a Jinchuriki. Gar has kind of become my older brother. Anyway, I don't think I can forgive Lady Kushina that easily. It will take a lot of time, but I'm glad to know she realized her mistake. I have to go train now. I love you too, and take care, Auntie. Bye. Sincerely, Naruto Senjukitsune." I gave the letter to Tsunade Obachan, and she sent it. Done. Gar is in the house. Well, anyway, Chapter 6 is coming soon. Hope you all enjoyed. In Suna, their home, it had been years since the 3 Sannin, the ex-Hokage, the Kyuubi, and Naruto moved to Suna. He was now 7 years old. He was eating breakfast with his family when a guard came in. "Lord Kazekage, pardon my intrusion, but there is a man outside the gates who wants to speak with Naruto-sama. He says his name is Itachi Uchiha. Should I permit entry?" "Yes. Bring him here immediately." The guard left, and a few minutes later, he brought Itachi. Naruto was happy to see his brother but noticed his worried expression. "Itachi and I. Is everything okay?" Itachi told everyone about the Uchiha massacre and the truth behind it. The only survivors were Mikoto, Fugaku, and Sasuke, as they had no idea about the coup. Itachi had informed Mikoto and Fugaku after the massacre but kept it from Sasuke, fearing for his safety. Naruto, I know this is too much to ask, but could you go back to the village to look after Sasuke? Mom and Dad can protect him at home, but the council might take him when he's at school. I can trust no one but you. Everyone looked at Naruto, eager to hear his answer. He looked worried but then said, I'll do it. I owe you, Auntie Mikoto and Uncle Fugaku a lot. Besides, I'll get to meet everyone again. But I'll leave after the Chunin exams. He should be able to take care of himself by then. Arigato, Naruto. Gaara approached his brother, voicing everyone's concerns. Brother, are you sure? What if they hurt you? Yeah, kid. Don't do anything dangerous. Shikaku chimed in. Naruto smiled and reassured them, It's all right, brother and mother. I'll be fine. I am very strong. I have control over my Burinjin and chakra chains. Not to mention, I can do Bukijutsu, Fuinjutsu, and medical ninjutsu very well. I have blue lightning, which is faster than the 4th Hokage's. I can even summon the boss summons, and Mandane-chan will always come out if she feels I'm in danger. So don't worry. Everyone felt relieved. Suddenly, Naruto asked, Itachi and I, where will you stay now? I don't have anywhere to stay. I am a wanted rogue ninja. Raza interrupted, He'll stay here. No one needs to know about this. Are you sure? Yes. It's an order. Arigato. Everyone started packing their clothes. They were going to leave today using Naruto's blue lightning. Naruto sent word to his family that Itachi had visited him and explained the reason for the massacre, and that he was coming home using one of his summons. They immediately replied, delighted that he was returning. They packed their bags and said their goodbyes to everyone in the village. As they approached the gates, Naruto hugged his brother one last time, noticing that Gaara was on the verge of tears. He looked at him and said, Don't worry, Gaara. We'll meet during the Chunin exams. Once it's over, I'll come back with you. Gaara smiled and replied, Goodbye, brother. Then, the Sannins, the ex-Hokage, the QB, and Naruto left using his blue lightning, reaching their destination in less than a minute. The guards looked at them as they approached the village. Kurama and Gigi returned to Naruto's mind. 4 figures stood before them, 3 of whom were well known. The 4th, an unknown figure, approached and said, I'm Naruto Senju Kitsune, and I have returned. As they arrived, the guards took a moment to process what he had said. One of them scowled and said, What are you doing here, demon? Get lost. Before the Sannins could intervene, a figure stepped forward. Who said that about my Gaki? The guards turned pale, recognizing the voice. One stammered, Anko. Anko glared at them, knowing she wouldn't get a satisfactory answer. She turned to the Sannins, Who said that? The Sannins, a bit intimidated, immediately pointed to the guard, who paled even further and moved back. Unfortunately, Anko grabbed his shoulder and said, If you think you're in trouble with me, think again. You want to see a real demon? I'll take you to him. Ibiki will have a fun time with you. After all, you did disrespect someone he calls family. With that, she shined with him to Ibiki, dropped him, and came back. Come on, Gaki. But first, we have to go meet him, she said, her voice tinged with anger. Naruto nodded, aware that his voice might crack, and they shined to the Hokage office. The Sannins and Anko looked at Naruto, who was visibly nervous as they entered the building and approached the door. Ready, Naruto? Anko asked. He nodded. Anko then kicked the door open, revealing the Hokage, Kushina, Mito, and Menma. Kushina recognized her son immediately and smiled at him. Hello, Naruto, she said. The others took a moment to realize who he was, surprised by how much he had changed. Minato scowled and said, What are you doing here? He paled slightly upon seeing who was with Naruto but pressed on, Why aren't you dead yet? Mito chimed in, Get lost. No one like you is welcome here. Menma added, Yeah, go. But secretly, he was thinking about how impressive Naruto looked. Kushina glared at the 3 and was about to speak when Tsunade interjected. He's here because he is a part of Konoha and he will be going to the academy. Tsunade declared. He will also stay with us, Orochimaru added. And if you don't allow this, you know what will happen, Jiraiya said. Minato understood the gravity of the situation and sighed in resignation, approving of Naruto's presence. The three who had been hostile burned with resentment as they left, while one of them continued to admire Naruto's appearance. Danzo observed the scene and stepped forward, accompanied by a certain canine not in ANBU mode. He recognized Naruto's potential and wanted to train him to be strong enough to withstand the villagers' disdain, but he realized he had missed his chance. Kakashi stood in front of the fuming trio. If I were you, I wouldn't try to harm him. There are several people who care about Naruto here and would risk their lives for him, including me, Lord Hokage, he said before shining away to meet Naruto. Meanwhile, the fourth Hokage felt a pang of sadness, realizing that his student no longer respected him as an individual but only acknowledged him because of his title. With Naruto, he was with the Sannins, Lady Kushina, and Anko, preparing to meet the rest of his family at a dango shop. Kakashi appeared in front of them, and Naruto pounced on him, hugging him tightly. After a moment, he let go, and Kakashi lifted him onto his shoulders as they made their way to the shop. They celebrated together, enjoying the day before Naruto's first day of school. The next morning, Naruto woke up early and changed. He was currently living with the Sannins and was gradually warming up to Kushina, who had sent him letters while he was in Suna. He missed his brother and mother, so he wrote to them, asking about their well-being and when Shizune would return. After getting ready, he sealed his weapons, except for a dagger he placed in his kunai pouch, and made breakfast. The Sannins woke up just in time to eat with him. Orochimaru took Naruto to school, where they received glares from others who had heard about the demon returning. Naruto shrugged it off, but Orochimaru glared back at the onlookers. I wish I had made Orochimaru Hokage, he joked. No point beating yourself up, old man, Naruto chuckled. Orochimaru asked, what's wrong? Are they fighting again? No, Gigi is just regretting not making you Hokage, Naruto replied. Tell him not to worry. I would have wanted it before, but now all I can say is it's too much work for me, Orochimaru said. Don't become a Nara on me. Naruto gasped playfully. They all laughed. Upon arriving at the school, Orochimaru bid Naruto farewell. Taking a deep breath, Naruto entered the building and was greeted by Irika, who smiled warmly. Welcome, Naruto, right? Please introduce yourself. Naruto was taken aback by Irika's kindness. It was genuine and refreshing. Looking at the class, he noticed the girls gasping at his appearance and said, the name's Naruto Senju Kitsune. Nice to meet all of you. Welcome, Naruto. I am Irika-sensei. I hope we get along. Please sit next to Sasuke, Irika instructed, gesturing for Sasuke to raise his hand. Naruto recognized him immediately, noting the resemblance to Itachi, albeit younger and with a distinct hairstyle. As Naruto walked towards Sasuke, he felt the glares from Mito and the curious glances from Menma, who was still trying to process how his so-called demon brother had such an impressive physique. Naruto sat next to Sasuke, with Shikamaru beside him. He thought, his laziness gotta be a Nara. No doubt about it, Kit, he heard in his mind. Sigh, this was going to be a long day. Chapter 17. Naruto sighed, feeling frustrated with school. Every teacher except Irika-sensei seemed to dislike him, likely due to the Kyuubi. He wondered if there were any Kyuubi supporters out there. Well, aren't you part of my fans? Kurama, the voice in his head, teased. Where did you get that idea? Naruto replied, rolling his eyes. I never said I would marry you. I just call you Kurama and I, but I also call you furball and lazy but more often. Kurama's emotional outburst echoed in Naruto's mind, and he could almost feel the powerful being's sadness. Just then, Shikamaru whispered his name, pulling him back to reality. Class started and you spaced out. Don't want to get into trouble, right? Shikamaru said. Thanks. Naruto responded, relieved when class finally ended. He hurried to meet his friends at their usual lunch spot by the cherry blossom tree. His friends included Shikamaru, Sasuke, Kiba, Akamaru, Shino, Choji, and Sai. As they were about to leave, a girl named Mito spoke up. How can you guys go near him? He's nothing but a monster. Don't you want to hang out with us, the children of the Hokage? Kiba and Akamaru growled in response. They were usually chatty, but they fiercely defended their friends. Why did you call him a monster? He's just a soon-to-be ninja like the rest of us and my friend. Kiba said. It's not polite to call someone a monster without getting to know them. I've been with him for a while, and I can truly say he is not a monster. Sai added, surprising everyone with his rare display of emotion. Shikamaru chimed in, it's troublesome the way you say he's a monster. The group nodded in agreement and left Mito fuming. Later that day, Naruto's uncle Orochi picked him up for sparring and ramen. Naruto waved goodbye to his friends as he ran towards his uncle. Shikamaru, Naruto's father, sighed as he picked up his son from school. He recognized Naruto among a group of kids, including Choji, Sasuke, Shino, Sai, Kiba, and Akamaru. Who was that? He asked his son. Naruto Senju Kitsune, his son replied. Shikaku realized Naruto had changed his name. Why? He asked. Just wondering. Are you going to make us stay away from him too? Choji asked. What? Shikaku was taken aback. We heard parents telling kids to stay away from Naruto, Shino explained. Shikaku felt anger rise but calmed himself. No, I won't force you to do that. In fact, I want you to hang out with him more. The villagers blame him for something he couldn't control. He's harmless. What's he blamed for? Sasuke asked, surprising Shikaku with his willingness to engage. I can't say, but just know it's not his fault. He'll tell you when he's ready. Be patient. The kids nodded, and Shikaku took his son home, eager to share the news with Yoshino, who had been upset about not realizing Naruto's suffering sooner. As they walked, his son's friends pondered the implications of Shikaku's words. What was Naruto blamed for? It's been 5 months since I returned to my personal hell. The villagers still try to attack me like they used to, but I'm too fast for them. Faster than the Hokage. I've forgiven my mother, and 2 weeks ago when I said, I forgive you, Mom, she cried and hugged me, thrilled that I called her Mom. It's still a new experience for me. The ANBU in the village have taken a liking to me, as has a man named Danzo. They spoil me whenever they can. When I'm sad, they bring me huge teddy bears, and when I'm happy, they treat me to ramen. They even buy me kimonos and other things when I feel like shopping. I suppose it's their way of apologizing for the past. I've also grown closer to my friends, who share their troubles with me, and I help them in return. I finally managed to get Sasuke to say more than just HN, and Shikamaru to say more than troublesome. Danzo made me an ANBU operative in his Black Ops team, where I'm known as Kitsune, and my mask resembles a fox. Contrary to what people say, the ANBU show emotions and are supportive. They feel like family to me. I was surprised to find Sai among them, but Danzo had sent him undercover for the same reason I came here, to protect Sasuke Uchiha from Konoha's council. Despite what others think, I don't easily trust people. I can see honesty in their eyes. They reveal the truth. A few villagers have tried to get close to me, but I quickly recognized their intentions and politely rejected them. If I had my way, I might have retaliated, but I know the Hokage and the civilian council would use that as an excuse to punish me. During my free time, I visit the TI force, where they allow me to extract information from a few people since I'm considered reliable. They are all elite Chunin, and at first I hesitated to join them, but they welcomed me like family. They also despise my biological family, except for my mother. Speaking of the Hokage and his family, my mother lives with us instead of them, which seems to have deepened their animosity towards me, though not everyone feels that way. Menma often glances at me. I can't tell if he hates me or simply doesn't care for me. My friends have been curious about why I'm hated, and I've told them, all in due time. I wanted to get to know them better before revealing my background. Now that I've established that connection, I decided today would be the day to share my secret. I made my way to Training Ground 7, where I train them. They are, apart from my real family, the only ones who know I'm the best ANBU, Kitsune. They also know about my summons, and Manda-chan sometimes appears. She seems interested in Sasuke, and I think she might give him the summoning scroll if he lets go of his pride. As I approached, I saw them all looking serious. Sasuke said, "Naruto, we want answers today." Everyone nodded in agreement. I sighed and replied, "And answers you shall get." I wore a special kimono for this occasion, knowing I would explain my connection to Kurama. Everyone sat down and I began, "You all know about what happened 7 years ago on October 10th. They nodded. "Well, do you know what happened to the Nine Tails? The third Hokage killed him by sacrificing himself, right?" Shino asked. "No, that's not what happened. The Bijou are made of chakra, and you cannot kill chakra. The third Hokage, or Gigi as I like to call him, gave up his life to seal the Nine Tails inside the eldest of the Hokage's children. That baby was me." Everyone was shocked and Shikamaru spoke up, "So, you're the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails." "Yes. But that's not all. When the third Hokage passed on, he met Kami, who sealed him inside of me because he felt I would face many challenges. So, I have the Kyuubi, or Kurama, as well as Gigi within me. Because of Kurama sealed within me, my parents and siblings neglected me. I was beaten and tortured because of it. My family at that time included the 3 Sannin, Kakashi, Anko, Ibiki, Shizen, Uncle Fugaku, Aunt Mikoto, and Itachi." Sasuke looked shocked. Also, Kurama didn't attack the village willingly, he was forced to by Madara Uchiha. One day they took it too far, and I escaped into my Mindscape where Kurama and Gigi comforted me. Uncle Orochimaru saved me just before things escalated, and they thought it was best if I left. I got my documents signed, one for leaving and one for no longer being part of the Namikaze Uzumaki family. You already know about my training and how I got the Senju last name. I received the Kitsune last name from Kurama, who also performed the BLD Link ceremony, turning me into half fox and half human. I have 9 tails, like Kurama. The reason I returned to this place is that Itachi asked me to look after you." Sasuke managed to ask, "Why does he care? He hates me and I hate him." I sighed. "No, he doesn't hate you. He wouldn't ask me to return to look after you if he did. He loves you dearly. I know why he slaughtered your clan, but it's best if you ask him. For your own safety, make everyone believe that you hate him. He didn't tell you the reason before because he feared the village would harm you." After a few minutes, everyone seemed to register what I said. Their faces changed to anger. "Those BSTRDS. They tried to hurt you?" Kiba exclaimed. Everyone started throwing insults at the village's actions, and I just cried. They looked at me and Shikamaru came closer, wiping my tears and cupping my cheeks. "What's wrong, Naru?" "I'm just happy you don't hate me," I sniffled. "We will never hate you. Promise." Everyone nodded in agreement. I composed myself and asked, "So, do you guys want to meet Kurama and the supposedly dead third Hokage?" They all nodded eagerly. I chuckled at their expressions and summoned them. Everyone looked shocked as Kurama appeared in his human fox form. "About time you summoned us, Kit," he said. Now, old friend. "Patience is a virtue," I replied. "Shut up, old man. I'm not old." "Yeah, and I'm not a fox. Face it, if it weren't for being sealed in me, you would be decaying." Everyone laughed at their banter, and they started chatting together, getting along well. Anko, Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Orochimaru joined us. I showed them my fox human form, and they loved it, saying I looked very pretty. I knew they thought I looked girly, but I let it slide. Today was the best day ever. At NBU Black Ops headquarters, Danzo approached me. As I sat in the lounge with my mask behind my head, talking with Sai and the rest of the team. "Naruto, we have reason to believe that Mizuki is going to become a traitor. He will probably act tomorrow, the day of your graduation. What do you propose?" I thought for a moment and then grinned. "I have an idea. Mizuki hates me, so he'll try to make me fail. I won't. He'll try to steal a scroll tomorrow and will probably end up in the forest of death. Sai and I will be waiting for him. We'll deal with him and send him to Uncle Ibiki." "Good idea." Sai said. On the day of graduation, Kushina yelled, "Naruchan. It's time to wake up and get dressed. It's a big day." This woke everyone up. Kushina asked Orochimaru to cook breakfast while she and Tsunade went to find a kimono for me. They took 20 minutes to decide while I took a bath. They chose a appealing outfit, and I got ready and ate breakfast. Manda-chan came out to be with me in her smaller snake form. Everyone accompanied me to the school. Throughout the journey, people whispered bad things about the demon and attempted to throw rocks at me, despite the presence of the 3 Sannins and Kushina, but they were quickly dealt with. On the way, I spotted Shikamaru. I brightened, feeling at ease with him. "Hey, Shika," I called out. He turned around, and I noticed how appealing he looked. I ran to him and hugged him, then noticed Shikamaru and Yoshino. "Hello, Shikaku-san, Yoshino-san." "Hello, Naruto," they replied. The 3 of us got along well, and Shikaku and Yoshino supported their son's feelings for me, even if Shikamaru tried to deny it. As we entered the academy, we sat together with Sasuke. Suddenly, the ground shook as 3 figures appeared: Ino, Sakura, and Mito, the loudest girls in the school. Ino was somewhat tolerable, but just somewhat. But the other 2, everyone disliked them. I was here first, Ino, pig and bratty girl. Nah. I was here first, forehead. Shut up. I am the child of the Hokage, and I say that I reached first. Everyone thought, what does being the child of the Hokage have to do with this? The 3 ran to where Sasuke was and saw it was occupied by a Nara and a demon. "Get lost, Naruto and Shikamaru," Sakura said. Ino didn't have a problem with Naruto and Shikamaru, so she went to another seat. "By the orders of the Hokage's daughter, I order you to move, demon." Naruto looked at her and said, "No. How dare you defy me, you sum?" "I just did. I'll have you removed." "By what charge?" "Shut up, demon." "How about asking Sasuke? Sasuke, who do you want next to you? Those girls or us?" "Naruto and Shikamaru," Sasuke replied. "How dare you control him, demon? You can't make accusations without any proof." Shikamaru snapped. Irika came in and made them settle down. Mizuki entered, glaring at Naruto. They handed out test papers, and Naruto finished first with full marks. Next was kunai and shuriken throwing. Kunai first, Sasuke, 8 out of 10, 9/10, Sai, 10 out of 10, 9/10, Shikamaru, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, Kiba, 7 out of 10, 7/10, Choji, 6 out of 10, 7/10, Shino, 8 out of 10, 8/10, Menma, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, Mito, 6 out of 10, 6 out of 10, Sakura, 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10, Ino, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, Hinata, 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Lastly, Naruto, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. What? How did I get lower than that demon? He must be cheating. By the orders of the Hokage's daughter, remove him. No, can't do, Mito. He didn't cheat. Irika said. Little did they know, their parents were watching everything. Every clan leader, except Minato, was disgusted and disappointed in Mito. They all, except Minato, respected Naruto. Menma came closer to Naruto and walked past him, whispering, "Good job." Menma thought, he's amazing. I bet if he were in a relationship, he'd be the one to take charge. I want to be close to him. Now, the taijutsu. All of Naruto's friends passed. Naruto faced Mito and easily defeated her. Minato was furious while Kushina cheered. Finally, the last test. Everyone passed, and Naruto received a blue highlight. Mizuki was beyond angry, and Naruto knew it. Forest of Death, 8 p.m. Mizuki had just stolen the scroll and was heading out of the Forest of Death when he encountered his student, Naruto. "Mizuki-sensei. What are you doing here?" "None of your concern, demon. Go away." "Could it be? You are stealing a scroll." "Cat got your tongue." Mizuki charged at Naruto with a kunai, but Naruto immediately pinned him to the tree. "That's not nice." "I wanted to have a little fun," Naruto said playfully. "I'll have fun with you too then," Mizuki replied. "Mind if a friend joins? It's better to have 3 than 2. "Sure. Come out, Sai." Sai emerged, approached Mizuki, and quickly pinned his hands to the tree. Mizuki screamed in pain. Throughout the night, until 10 p.m., Naruto and Sai had their fun at Mizuki's expense. You could hear Mizuki's screams throughout the forest. Once they were done, They sent him to Ibiki, where more awaited him. Naruto returned home and was greeted by a worried Kushina. Where were you? Dealing with the traitorous Mizuki. Don't scare me like that next time. I won't, Mom. Naruto's POV today is the day we get into our genin teams. To be honest, I really wish I didn't have to do this. I mean, come on. I'm way stronger than any ANBU and definitely stronger than Minato. This is so troublesome. Great, I'm becoming a Nara, just like Shikamaru. At the thought of Shikamaru, I started to blush. I could hear Gigi and Kurama laughing inside of me. I admit it. I, Naruto Senjukitsune, am in love with Shikamaru Nara. You'd think I'd fall for Sasuke because I'm protecting him, but no. Well, Shikamaru is more my type. I haven't confessed yet, and I don't know if he likes me. I go down, feeling a bit depressed. It seems like Mom is the only one here. She approaches me and asks, "What's wrong, sweetie?" I just don't want to be here in this village for long. I want to leave quickly, but I don't want to leave you all. I also don't know if I should confess to Shikamaru. Mom suddenly smiled and rubbed my hair. Don't worry, sweetie. Things will get better. And if you like Shikamaru, then go get him before someone snatches him from you. No one is gonna take Shika from me. Attaboy. I suggest inviting him over tonight and asking him out. Alright, thanks. I gave her my famous grin. After breakfast, we all, me, Uncle Orochi, and Kushina headed out. I could sense a mob approaching. I signaled them to leave while I went to an alley. When I reached the alley, I turned around to face many angry civilians and some shinobi. It is time to die, demon. I'm not the demon. You are, for torturing a young boy. Yes, you are. They began throwing their weapons at me, but they didn't anticipate what would happen next. My Burinjin activated automatically, condensing the air around me into a water shield. They were surprised that I hadn't performed any hand signs or shouted out my jutsu name before it activated. What surprised them even more were my eyes. They had transformed into the Burinjin form. I sensed ANBU chakra signatures approaching and couldn't help but smirk. The ANBU are very protective of me and deal harshly with anyone who tries to harm me. Suddenly, 5 ANBU members jumped down and stood in front of me. They quickly subdued the crowd and took them to Ibiki, after giving them a bit of a scare. They asked if I was alright, and I assured them I was fine. I shined to the school and found Uncle Orochi and my mom there. We exchanged goodbyes and I headed to the classroom. Upon entering, I saw Irika-sensei. He came forward and ruffled my hair. Good morning. Good morning. He treats me kindly and is like a father to me. I respect him greatly, and he knows about Kurama and Gigi. I sat at the back and waited for everyone to arrive. Shikamaru was the first to enter. He sat beside me, making me blush as I prepared to ask him something. Shika, can you come over to my place tonight? Sure, Nair. I blushed at the nickname and how he said it. We waited to be assigned to our teams. Team 7, Naruto Senjukitsune, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sai. Team 8, Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame. Team 9, still there. Team 10, Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akimichi. Team 11, Menma Namikaze Uzumaki, Mito Namikaze Uzumaki, and Sakura Haruno. Please wait for the team leaders. Sasuke, Sai, and I were thrilled to be on a team together. Although I wished to be with Shikamaru, I understood it was unlikely since they aimed to create a second-generation Ino Shikacho team. After 2 hours of waiting, we finally learned who our sensei would be. Suddenly, a poof echoed, and we saw Kakashi. Sorry I'm late. Let's meet on the roof for some fresh air. All 4 of us shined to the roof, and I thought about how to do it. Let's start with introductions. My name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes are training, a certain dolphin, Naruto, Naruto's friends, and Ika Paradise. My dislikes are traitors, those who abandon their friends, and anyone who is mean to Naruto. My hobbies are training and reading Ika Paradise. My dream is to help Naruto. Next up is Duck Butt. Please don't call me that. Naruto calls me that a lot. I'm Sasuke Uchiha. My likes are training, my 2 brothers Naruto and Itachi, and my friends. I hate those who can't tell the difference between a kunai and a scroll. My hobbies are training and spending time with my friends. My dream is to find Itachi and II and get answers, and to help Naruto. Sahir. I like ANBU route, my friends, Naruto, and training. I dislike the same things as Sasuke. My hobbies are training and going on missions with Naruto. My dream is to help Naruto. I like you all so much. I'm Naruto Senju Kitsune, Databeo. I like training, my real family, my friends, the ANBU, and a certain pineapple head. My dislikes are the same as all of you. My hobbies are training, going on missions, and playing. My dream is to leave here and build a village that will never become corrupt. That's all great. Since I know your teamwork and have tested you all before, I can say you all pass. Let's meet in 2 days for our first mission. That night in Naruto's house, Nair. Shikamaru is here. I'm sending him to your room. Kushina shouted. Shikamaru entered my room and saw me on the bed, blushing. What's up? He asked. I was wondering, Shika, will you be my boyfriend? Shikamaru was shocked. He had planned to confess tonight. Just 1,000 times yes. He hugged me tightly, and we cuddled as we fell asleep. After a few weeks of D-rank missions, Kakashi said, Hokage-sama, my team is ready for a higher mission. I gracefully returned the cat to the daimyo. Well, if you say so. NBU, bring Tazuna and Team 11 inches. A few minutes later, Tazuna entered with the team. Minato continued, your job is to join teams and protect him. Fear not, as this is a C-rank mission. Tazuna looked at us skeptically. They are assigned to protect me. Some redhead fangirl, a weak-looking pinky, and a black-haired idiot. I'm fine with just the other team. Team 11 was furious and nearly attacked, but their sensei, Ebisu, held them back. You don't attack your employees. Team 7 struggled to suppress their laughter. Tazuna introduced himself. Although one of you knows me, I'll still introduce myself. I am the super bridge builder Tazuna, and I expect you to guard me with your life. With our life. This is just a C-rank mission. Unless. Team 7 thought. Kakashi, managing to control his laughter, spoke first. Alright. Team 7 and 11, meet me tomorrow at the front gate at 8 a.m. sharp. Everyone left for their homes. I entered mine to find Shikamaru inside, drinking coffee with Anko. Shikamaru saw Naruto and said, Hey Nair, how was your mission? Fine I guess. Tora was easy to catch, but it was hard for me to give her back. If she escapes again, I won't let her go without talking to the fire daimyo. The Hokage paired my team with another team to go to the Land of Waves. He probably did it to show me how much better they are than me. Ebisu is their team leader. I don't really mind him, and he doesn't mind me either. I sense no malice from him. It's probably an A-rank mission that the Hokage didn't realize. Everyone in my team, including Kurama and Gigi, noticed. The employee is Tazuna. I met him during my travels and befriended him and his family. That seems troublesome. Gotta agree with you this time. Let's go up now. Time for bed. I'm staying over. You know what that means. Naruto blushed at his comment and followed him up. Kurama and Gigi came out, saying they didn't want to interfere. Once they entered Naruto's room, Shikamaru locked the door and sat next to Naruto. He leaned in closer, sharing a moment of intimacy that left Naruto feeling a mix of warmth and confusion. Shikamaru laid down next to him and said, Good night, Naru, before drifting off to sleep. Naruto sighed, pondering their relationship. Since they started dating, Shikamaru had been hesitant to take things further, which puzzled Naruto. I'll have to talk to him about this after the mission, he thought before falling asleep. The next day, Naruto and his team, including Kakashi who arrived early, waited with Tazuna and Ebisu for the rest to arrive. They were late. Ebisu was discussing food preferences with Naruto, debating whether dango or ramen was better. It turned out, Ebisu loved dango as much as Naruto loved ramen. An hour later, the rest of the team finally arrived. Why are you late? Ebisu asked, frustration evident in his tone. Menma was waiting for me while I was getting ready. Sakura came over, and we did each other's nails. Time flew by, and we didn't realize it was late. I forgot that Mom wasn't home and Dad's busy being awesome, so we arrived late, Mito explained casually. Oh really? And what did you pack in your bags? Ebisu asked, trying to maintain his composure. I packed some clothes and weapons, Menma said. I packed all my favorite clothes that scream, I'm a boss. Also, I included my nail polish and nail kit, just in case. I brought my hairdryer and some expensive perfumes, but only I have them. I also packed a few shurikens and kunai, Mito added. Same here. Sakura chimed in. By now, Ebisu had given up and released his frustration. Listen here. This is a mission. The next time this happens, we're leaving you behind. But I'm the child of the Hokage. You can't do that to me. Mito protested. Watch him do it then, Kakashi interjected. After that, they left and headed toward the land of waves. Tazuna walked in the middle, with Sasuke and Naruto at the back while Sai and Menma were in front. Mito and Sakura were next to the clients, while their senseis led the way, clearing the path for any upcoming danger. Unfortunately for Mito and Sakura, they didn't realize that their positions were meant for the weaker members. So how's your family, Tazuna? Naruto asked. The Gaki, as you love to call him, has been doing fine. He hasn't been the same since Kaiza died, but he always believed you'd come to help him. That belief keeps him going. Tsunami is well too. She still has her smiles. That's nice to hear. Don't worry, Inari will be fine. As soon as he sees his big brother, he'll be pouncing on you. Be careful, he's gotten stronger. Oh boy. The rest of the team looked at the duo curiously until Sasuke asked, Naruto, how do you know him? I met him while I was traveling. I stayed with him for a while too. That's nice, Sai said, and Sasuke nodded in agreement. Kakashi smiled knowingly throughout the conversation. Team 7 and Ebisu noticed a puddle ahead and realized who it was. Naruto sank into the shadows with a smirk just before two figures emerged and attacked both senseis. Sakura and Mito screamed, Sensei, while Sai, Menma, and Sasuke took defensive positions to protect Tazuna. They stood firm as the demon brothers charged at them. They fended them off using their unusual teamwork. Stop this at once. I order you to as the daughter of the Hokage. Mito said. The demon brother froze at the word Hokage and turned to face Mito with deadly glares. So you're the one that hurt Narasama, Gozu said. What should we do, Aniki? Meizu asked. I would love to take care of her, but that's being too lenient. Gozu replied. Fear and panic set in Mito and Sakura's faces while everyone else face-bombed. That's enough, Naruto spoke as he emerged from the shadows. Naruto-sama, you're here. Why are you with Konoha? Meizu asked. Well, Nai-san sent me for a mission back here, Naruto replied. Gozu and Meizu understood what he meant. He referred to two people as Nai-san, Kakashi and Itachi. They had heard about the massacre and knew Itachi was innocent. They nodded at him. Gozu and Meizu, go to where Nai-san is and stay there. I'll see you soon, he said, signaling that his mission would be finishing shortly. Okay, the two said and disappeared. Kakashi and Ebisu emerged, surprising Mito and Sakura. They looked at the two girls in disappointment. Tazuna listened to the conversation and understood Naruto's objective. If Itachi had asked Naruto to come here, it only meant one thing: protect his brother, Sasuke Uchiha. They moved on and reached the lake. Team 11, along with Kakashi and Tazuna, entered the boat while the three boys decided to walk. Demon, do not try to act as cool as Sasuke-sama here. Mito shouted. Sasuke scoffed and walked on water. Mesmerizing team, Naruto is the one who taught me how to do this, Sai said, joining Sasuke on the water. Naruto then called out, last one there is the loser, and took off running. Sai and Sasuke followed while Menma watched in awe. As they continued, Mito threw a kunai into the bushes, and something began to move. The creature revealed itself to be a snow rabbit. Realizing what was happening, the senseis yelled for everyone to duck, and everyone did except for Naruto. He stood there laughing. That's not a duck. That's Sasuke's hair. A sword came toward Naruto, but he caught it effortlessly. Don't you agree, he said, Momochi? Team 11 stared as a man with bandages wrapped around most of his face jumped down to greet Naruto. He looked straight into Naruto's eyes and then turned to Sasuke. "You're right," he grinned. "It does look like a duck." "Duck but..." Sasuke growled in anger. "Been a while, Naruto." "So it has. How are you and Haku?" "Same as before. Which reminds me, Haku, come down." Immediately, a young person descended from the trees wearing a hunter-nin mask. He looked at his father figure and then the rest. When his eyes landed on Naruto, he removed his mask and jumped on Naruto, practically hugging him. "Nair," he exclaimed happily. "Haku, see can't be breathe." Naruto struggled to say. Haku let go and began chatting, forgetting that he had come with others. "Where have you been? Why are you with Konoha-sama?" "I am in Konoha because of Itachi. He asked me to come to protect him," Naruto said, secretly pointing at Sasuke. "I see. Have they been causing you trouble?" "More than they're worth." "Stop talking with the enemy demon," Mito screamed. That one word halted their conversation and made their enemies glare at them. The intensity of their glares made Mito fall to her knees. "Have your parents taught you no manners? Do you have no shame at calling a boy no older than you a demon?" Haku said bitterly. "He's a demon because Dad said he is. Dad is the Hokage, so he's always right." Mito retorted. At the mention of Hokage, the two released their killing intent. "So, you're one of the children of that man. Where's the other?" "Me," Menma said, devoid of pride. Zabuza looked at Menma and then back at Naruto. Did he learn his lesson?" "Don't know, he hasn't irritated me at all since I came back." Zabuza nodded and faced Mito. "Shame you look like your mom. She learned her lesson and is pretty nice. You, however, are just trash. Tell this to your father. Mess with Naruto and you'll find yourself in a tight spot you can't escape from. Also, Hiruzen was better than your father. He should have survived, not your father." Mito trembled at his words and couldn't retort. Tazuna looked at Zabuza and said, "Been a while. You here to take me?" "Us. I wouldn't have accepted if I knew it was you." "What are you planning to do?" "Stay with you, of course. I'm not leaving Naruto alone with those girls." And so their journey began with Zabuza and Haku accompanying them. "Stay with you, of course. I'm not leaving Naruto alone with those girls." And so their journey began with Zabuza and Haku along with them. The moment Inari saw his older brother at his doorstep, he knew everything was going to be all right. He ran to his brother at full speed and tackled him to the ground, sobbing as he whispered how glad he was to see him. Only the two girls didn't understand what was happening. After about 5 minutes, Kakashi had to separate them. "Is he Inu?" Inari asked, looking at Kakashi. "Yep." "How does he know me?" "I told him about everyone in my family when I came here." "Oh." Inari looked at Sasuke and said, "He looks like the other Itachi. He's the younger brother." Feeling ignored, Mito interjected, "Why care about what that demon says when the child of the Hokage is right in front of you?" Everyone stopped. That one word was used on the person least like a demon, a word they all hated. Mito felt something graze her cheek, and before she realized it, she was knocked to the ground by Menma. "Can't you keep that mouth of yours shut? How are you my sister?" He looked at everyone and added, "Sorry about her behavior. She's a slow learner." Menma bowed and walked toward the grassy field. Everyone froze. They did not expect that. Meanwhile, Menma lay down on a field of grass. "Did you mean what you said? Or are you lying?" A gentle yet cautious voice asked from behind. He didn't need to look back to know who it was. "I did mean what I said. I did horrible things to Naruto, and I know he'll never forgive me. Heck, I can't forgive myself." The mysterious person sat down next to him. "I don't think I properly introduced myself. I'm Haku." "Menma." "Not gonna use your last name. Use the last name of the person who made me see my brother as a demon." "Nah, not interested." "You still think of him as your brother?" "I do. But he probably doesn't. Can't blame him." "What made you change your mind about your brother?" "I think it was when he left and my mother started supporting him. She said she couldn't believe that we all treated him badly and tried to convince us he isn't a demon. I had a feeling she was right but never said anything. I started to doubt it. Was my brother really a demon? The more I thought about it, the more I realized I knew nothing about him. I called him a demon without knowing who he was. Though, I still couldn't shake off the voice in my head saying he was a demon. When he came back, I sort of got attracted to him. Not in a brotherly way. But as I tried to get closer, the more I realized it was impossible. After a while, he started going out with Shikamaru. I was upset but understood. I let go of my feelings, but it was pretty hard. You could have summarized it. You didn't ask me to. The two looked at each other and laughed. After a while, Haku lay down next to Menma. I don't think it's disgusting. What? Menma asked, confused. The fact you were, and possibly still are, attracted to your brother in that way. Who wouldn't be? It's Naruto we're talking about. Many find that disgusting, but I don't. Besides, you didn't become obsessed when he got a boyfriend, so that's a good thing. Menma smiled. He too felt it was complicated but never said anything about it. Haku understood. Thanks, huh? I'll help you find a new love if you want. Much appreciated. The two laughed again and looked at the sky. By the way, I'm a boy. 5 hours passed. Haku and Menma were outside for 5 hours. For that time, Team 7, the family, and Ebisu had to hear Zabuza rant about how he would deal with anyone who harmed his son. It was a long and intense wait. Outside, Haku and Menma shared stories about their pasts and hobbies, getting to know each other and enjoying each other's company. When the sun went down, the two returned home to find Zabuza still ranting to their friends. Zabuza looked at them and began to inspect Haku to see if they had gotten into any fights. Satisfied, Zabuza turned to a nervous Menma. To Menma's surprise, Zabuza said, "Kid, want me to train you to use weapons?" Shock turned to happiness as Menma joyously replied, "Yes. Thank you, Zabuza-sama." Zabuza laughed at the honorific and ruffled Menma's hair. "You're not bad, Gaki. Ebisu, mind if I take him off your hands?" "Oh God, no. I'll have to deal with those two instead." "Then, what if I joined as Team 11's unofficial sensei and Haku as the team's unofficial member?" "Fine by me as long as you don't leave me alone with those two." "You got yourself a deal." Naruto approached Menma and whispered in his ear, "Next time you want to take Haku out for long, please inform Zabuza." We had to hear him rant for 5 hours. Menma chuckled and said, "Duly noted." Naruto smiled at the thought of having one more family member. He figured he could see how things played out during this mission and determine whether he could trust Menma. At that moment, two girls made a grand entrance. They descended the staircase as if they were queens, wearing dresses that were not suitable for the occasion. Sakura wore a pink dress, and Mito wore red, both adorned with golden embroidery. They wore high heels and had their hair styled in buns with a few strands left to dangle. Their long golden earrings and heavy makeup only added to the impression that they were more focused on appearance than the mission at hand. Inari grew angry at them. "Why are you wearing something so fancy for a mission? Don't you have any respect for missions?" Mito snapped back. "Listen, kid, don't snap at us just because you can't afford nice clothes. We have the right to look appealing, and we can do whatever we want. Who cares about this mission anyway? It's a piece of cake for me since I'm the daughter of the Hokage. That means I am the best. Now, if you apologize and become my servant, I might consider lending you some money." Both Sakura and Mito laughed, while Inari was on the verge of tears. Anger surged through two individuals as they confronted the girls. It was Menma and Haku. Menma pinned Mito down while Haku held Sakura. Menma spoke, his voice laced with anger. "Listen here. I don't want to hear you speak another word of disrespect towards Inari or anyone here. If you do, you'll regret it. Why are you siding with them, Menma? Against your own twin. You should be supporting me. I don't support disrespectful behavior. How dare you call me disrespectful? Apologize or else what? You'll run to your father and beg him to punish me while twisting the truth. I have witnesses and allies here. The only ally you have is the other girl who's being held down. Not to mention, I'm much stronger than you. What a joke. We're both on the same level." "Not at all. While you were out playing with your only friend, I was training. I kept up with my training and improved. I even have my own personal sensei. Mito perked up. You got us a sensei. Great. Now we can beat him. Don't you dare call him that. And clean your ears. I said I have my own sensei. He won't teach the likes of you. Menma got up and walked toward the dining hall, while everyone else, including Inari, tried to hold back their laughter at the two girls. Haku caught up with Menma, and they began planning their next moves. By nighttime, everyone headed to their rooms. Sakura and Mito in one small room, Sasuke, Sai, Naruto, Haku, and Menma in another, and Kakashi, Zabuza, and Ebisu in the last. No one argued about the arrangements, except for the two girls who wanted to be with their Sasuke-kun. In the sensei's room, Kakashi started, Haku and Menma make a cute couple. What? Zabuza exclaimed. I agree. They are so cute together. Ebisu added. No. Haku is not at the age to date. So, he can fight but he can't date. Kakashi asked, amused. In Naruto's room, everyone slept quietly. Sasuke, Sai, and Naruto shared one bed while Haku and Menma took another. Good night. Menma wished. Good night, everyone else replied. It had been a week since Zabuza and Haku's arrival, and a week since Zabuza began training Menma. During this time, a few things changed. Training was going well for everyone except the two girls, who refused to get their outfits dirty and believed they didn't need to improve. Menma was making impressive progress, surprising even Naruto. Naruto began training alone with his summons and the two deities within him. He improved his combined attacks with the three boss summons. Ulrika, the wolf boss, expressed interest in Menma, suggesting that when the time was right, Naruto should give Menma the wolf summoning contract. However, she wouldn't become Menma's summon since she was Naruto's, just like Mando wouldn't be Sasuke's. Today, Naruto and the others, except for the two girls, marched toward the final showdown against Gato and his mercenaries. Naruto secretly left a shadow clone behind, anticipating that Gato might try to kidnap Inari and Tsunami. He knew the two girls would be useless against even a non-ninja. They marched forward, facing Gato and his mercenaries, each holding their heads high. No one from either side moved an inch as tension built up. Sweat trickled down the goons as they faced the ninjas. It was quiet for a while until Gato broke the silence. Seems like you joined them, Zabuza. Honestly. Well, no matter, I was planning on killing you and that pest of yours once you dealt with the ninjas. This just makes it easier. He eyed his enemies and smirked at Naruto. Well, hello, boy. For a boy, you are very striking. Yes, you would be perfect for me. Why don't you surrender now? I bet your parents would sell you to me for a good price. Naruto remained calm on the outside but was boiling with rage. He smirked back. While I do agree my so-called father is a JRK, my mother is an amazing person. I suggest you keep my mother's name out of your mouth. Gato smirked, a feisty one. Well then, why don't you bring your mother to me too? I can show you both a wonderful time. You'd be my personal servants, begging for more. Naruto's anger boiled over. I've had enough of your nonsense. Charge. He activated his Burinjin, turning the mist around him into blades of water that impaled many goons. He summoned Manda's poison sword, which he called Poise, and slashed through the remaining goons. The poison from the sword coursed through them, causing excruciating pain. He turned towards Gato, who was now terrified. Please don't kill me. I'll give you anything. Naruto slowly walked closer, his Burinjin glowing, and stopped right in front of Gato. He grabbed his head tightly, earning a scream from him. This is what you get for disrespecting my mother and me. Satan's flames. Gato's body was engulfed in black flames as he screamed in agony. After a few minutes, he fell silent, burnt to a crisp. Naruto turned to face his teammates and saw shocked expressions on Ebisu and Menma's faces. Ebisu quickly turned his shock into a smile and gave Naruto a thumbs up. Menma ran towards Naruto and exclaimed, "That was awesome. You are so amazing. I'm all fired up now. I vow to be just as strong as you." Naruto smiled brightly at his brother and raised his fist. Menma mirrored the gesture, and they fist bumped. Sasuke approached and said, Looks like I still have a lot to learn before I can find my brother. I hope he's okay. Don't worry, he's safe. I promise, Naruto replied. Your brother? Menma asked. Yeah. He has a reason for attacking the clan, and I know it. I'm going to find him and get answers. But don't tell anyone. If people found out that I knew, they'd come after me. Is that why you pretended to hate him? Sasuke asked. Everyone who Naruto trusts knows this. In fact, Naruto is the reason I'm not seeking vengeance. He told me that Itachi must have had a reason. I remember him crying that day, crying for what he did. I need an explanation. I need him. Menma said, don't worry about me. My lips are sealed. I'll help you as much as I can. Sasuke smiled, thanks. Naruto smiled, seems you two are ready. He removed 2 scrolls from a seal in his hand. The scrolls floated up and opened by themselves, landing in front of each. Naruto, is this what I think it is? Sasuke asked. Congratulations, you two. You are ready for your first summons. Sign your name with your BLD, and your summon will appear, along with a tattoo on your hand. Both eagerly wrote their names, and 2 pop sounds could be heard. In front of Sasuke was a long snake. My name is Saya. I am the youngest niece of Manda. I can sense great potential in you. Call me whenever, no matter the occasion. Saya disappeared, leaving a snake tattoo on Sasuke's left wrist. My name is Sam. The great white wolf and the nephew to Ulrika. You're meant for great things, pup. Like Saya, call me whenever and for any occasion. See you around. Sam disappeared, leaving a wolf tattoo on Menma's left wrist. Everyone smiled and congratulated the two. Naruto noticed Sai looking a little left out and made a mental note to get him a summon too. Hiruzen and Kurama picked up on that thought and decided to find a summon for Sai. They all left for the house, where Naruto's clone had caught and tied up the remaining goons outside. Inari and Tsunami were cooking lunch while the 2 goons lay unconscious on the floor. After lunch and waking the goons, everyone, including Haku and Zabuza, left for the Hidden Leaf Village. As they departed, Inari turned to his grandfather. What should we name this bridge, Grandpa? How about the Great Inari Bridge? His grandfather suggested. Inari smiled and said, I have a better idea. The Great Naruto Bridge. It was nighttime as the group of ninjas made camp. They, except for the 2 banshees, were outside, roasting marshmallows and singing songs. The 2 banshees refused to leave the tent since they didn't want to get bitten by mosquitoes. Back with the group outside, everyone was taking turns sharing scary stories from their past. It was currently Kakashi's turn. As I ran towards the alley, I realized I was trapped. Soon after, I was surrounded by a mob of angry women with sticks. They started to chase me for a good hour. Their faces looked terrifying, especially Enko's, who just happened to be there. It was the scariest thing ever. Everyone looked at him with an incredulous expression. Naruto voiced out all their thoughts. That's what you get for peeping into a girl's bathhouse. Kakashi sheepishly rubbed the back of his head. He looked at Ebisu, who seemed to be deep in thought. What's wrong, Ebisu? Kakashi asked. I have a question, Kakashi. Shoot. Did you get flustered? Come again. Did you get flustered looking at the ladies and being chased by them? By now, Ebisu's face had turned red. Come to think of it. No, I didn't. Strange. Naruto thought of something. Kakashi, tell me the first name that comes to mind when you think of someone you could tie up. Irika. Oh wait, what? Naruto smiled. Seems you have a crush on a certain dolphin. Be sure to tell him when we get back. Time for bed. I'll take first watch. Ebisu second. Naruto third. Got it. Well then, good night. Kakashi said as he ushered the laughing crowd into their respective tents. Their tents were arranged as follows. Tent 1, Kakashi, Ebisu, and Zabuza. Tent 2, Sasuke, Naruto, Sai, Menma, and Haku. Tent 3, Mito and Sakura, who had a very tiny tent. As everyone slept, Naruto was in his mind, playing poker with the 2 beings within him. After a while, when the 2 stopped wanting to lose to Naruto, Hiruzen asked, Naruto, remember when you made a mental note about wanting to find a summon for Sai? Yes. We may have found the perfect one. He handed a scroll to Naruto. Naruto looked at the scroll and smiled. It was perfect for Sai. He looked at the two of them and asked, "How did you get this?" "Manda." "Oh, I'm sure he'll love it. Thanks. Also, Kit, there's someone outside waiting for you." "Who?" "You know who. Bring Sasuke along with you." Naruto smirked. He left his Mindscape and hid the scroll for Sai. He quietly woke Sasuke up and made him follow. As they exited, they saw Kakashi. Naruto signaled for Kakashi to follow him, and he did. A few minutes of walking later, they came upon a clearing. In the middle of the clearing, a man stood cloaked. He turned around, shocking 2 out of the 3. Sasuke ran towards the man and tackled him to the ground while softly crying. "Nisan," he said. Itachi petted Sasuke's hair to calm him down. After a while, Sasuke stared at Itachi. "What happened during the massacre, Thaise?" Before Itachi could reply, Naruto said, "I'd tell him now if I were you, Itachi. He has the right to know." Itachi nodded and explained everything to Sasuke. Kakashi already knew and was just listening intently. After a while, Itachi said, "I'm afraid I must go now. I don't have much time. People may start coming after me." Sasuke wanted to stop him but knew he shouldn't, so he just bit his lip and nodded. "Sasuke, when Naruto completes the exam, I want you and everyone Naruto loves in the village to escape. We are going to build a village that cannot be corrupted, just as Naruto always wanted. We found a place near the fire gate to build a large village. The daimyos already agreed after learning the reasons, and everyone contributed in the capital. We will start building it. When the Chunin exams end, it'll be half done. Good luck to all of you." Just as he said that, Itachi vanished, leaving only crow feathers. The boys told the rest of the group, except the 2 banshees, about the meeting and plan. Ebisu, Haku, Zabuza, and Menma were all for it. Morning came all too quickly as Naruto woke everyone up. Well, almost everyone. He let the 2 sleep. He didn't want this joyous moment to be ruined. As they gathered their things and were about to leave, Naruto said, "Sai." Sai turned around and quickly caught the scroll Naruto threw to him. He looked at the scroll and was in complete shock. "Naruto, is this what I think it is?" "Yes." "Now hurry and open it." Sai opened the summoning scroll and wrote his name using his BLD. A poof was heard, and Sai came face to face with a large falcon. "My name is K, brother of Karao, the summoning boss in our world. I have been silently observing you for a while, so when Naruto, Kurama, and Sarutobi were looking for a summon for you, I told Manda to give them my scroll to give to you. Let's grow strong together." K disappeared as a tattoo of a falcon appeared on Sai's right wrist. Sai hugged Naruto, expressing his gratitude to the 3 of them. It was a joyous moment. The group woke the 2 friends and made their way toward Konoha, aware that a significant event was about to unfold. Coming face to face with a shocked 4th Hokage was a sight to behold, especially for Naruto. He struggled to hide his amusement as his father learned about the mischief involving his precious daughter and her close friend. Now, Kakashi and Ebisu. Surely you made a mistake. Mito and Sakura wouldn't do such a thing. I'm sure you meant Naruto and his friend Sai. Kakashi and Ebisu shook their heads vigorously, especially after hearing Naruto's name mentioned with such disdain. Lord Hokage, we all witnessed the childish behavior that Mito and Sakura displayed. If you wish to continue defending them, I suggest bringing in a Yamanaka to confirm our accounts. They will reveal the truth that Mito and Sakura are not fit to be genin. This statement shocked everyone except Team 7, Zabuza, Haku, and Ebisu, as it came from Menma. Naruto couldn't help but find amusement in seeing the Hokage shocked twice. Realizing the truth in the accusations, Minato decided to brush it off. Either way, we cannot allow Zabuza and Haku to stay here. NBU, throw them in the dungeons. However, the ANBU remained motionless. Minato growled, "What are you waiting for? I am your Hokage, and you will do as I say." Once again, they did nothing. "They won't listen to you, Minato," a familiar voice said, one that Naruto and Sai recognized instantly. It was Danzo, who seemed to take great pleasure in Minato's frustration. While you were busy praising your daughter, the Ninja Council and I approved of their stay. They will be residing with the 3 Sannins, who are currently making preparations. How dare you? The Civilian Council and I have not heard of this. It wouldn't matter, as all the ninja clans agreed along with the 3 Sannins. I hold the highest authority in the Civilian Council, making my word more significant than theirs. Even if you and the Civilian Council disagree, you're outnumbered. Minato knew Danzo was right but hated the situation. Whatever, just take the money and leave. Pouches of money were distributed, with Naruto receiving the smallest amount while Menma and Mito got as much as their senseis. The injustice was palpable, and Menma took Naruto's pouch, giving it to Mito, while he handed his pouch to Naruto. This is fair. Since Naruto did most of the work and Mito did none. Mito and Minato were shocked. How could you do this to your own twin sister? As far as I'm concerned, I have only one twin, and that is Naruto, Menma replied, glaring to emphasize his point. Mito and Minato were so stunned that they didn't notice when everyone else left. Time skipped to Naruto and friends the moment Shikamaru spotted Naruto at a restaurant. He rushed over and enveloped him in a hug. After a brief moment, he leaned in and kissed Naruto deeply, pulling back only when he needed air. The group continued on while Shikamaru and Menma got to know each other. Kakashi, Ebisu, Haku, and Zabuza left to pursue their own activities. They were soon joined by the other members of their group, who welcomed Menma with smiles that hinted at a silent warning. If you hurt Naruto, you will regret it. Oblivious to the unspoken threat, Naruto shared details about his meeting with Itachi and their future plans, casting a silencing jutsu around them so no one could overhear. Everyone agreed to follow Naruto and mentioned that they would ask their parents to move with them to the city, as all their parents loved Naruto. As they walked, Naruto noticed a familiar redhead approaching. He dashed past his confused friends and twin, excitedly hugging the redhead. Gaara! Gaara! Naruto screamed in joy as he pounced on his brother. He missed his brother and mother. They were practically family. His friends approached, waiting for an explanation. Reluctantly, Naruto let go of Gaara, who was thankful for the release. After all, he had never known anyone to make a death stare as intimidating as his father until he encountered Shikamaru. As soon as Naruto released Gaara, Shikamaru pulled him closer, practically warning anyone who dared to take the oblivious blonde from him. 2 more people approached and stood beside Gaara. Only Naruto seemed to recognize them, and his smile widened. They were Kankuro and Temari. The 2 were about to hug Naruto until they noticed the threatening aura radiating from Shikamaru. They hesitated, too intimidated to take another step. Realizing he hadn't introduced his friends to his family, Naruto turned around, ready to address their unspoken questions. He let go of Shikamaru's protective grip but still held his hand. Clearing his throat to get everyone's attention, he began the introductions. Guys, you remember that I left Konoha, right? Well, while traveling, there was a rumor that the Kazekage had 3 children, one of whom was a Jinchuriki. Since Uncle Orochimaru, Uncle Jiraiya, and Tsunade Bachan knew him, we all went to Suna. These are his children. That's Kankuro, he said, pointing at the boy with the purple tattoo on his face. And that's Temari, he continued, gesturing to the blonde with 4 pigtails. And that's Gaara. Gaara is a Jinchuriki. He pointed to Gaara. They are like my siblings, and we are family by all but Shikamaru's tense demeanor relaxed upon hearing the word family. He had heard about them and knew how much Naruto loved them. What kind of boyfriend would he be if he harmed them? Naruto introduced his siblings, which became awkward when he struggled to find the right words to introduce Menma without causing trouble. However, it seemed his Suna siblings had big hearts as they reached out to hug their new brother. It was clear they whispered a warning to Menma, "Hurt Naruto and you'll wish you were dead." Menma paled at their threat but understood they were just being protective. If he were in their shoes, he would have done the same. While they chatted, Shikamaru's arm wrapped around Naruto as 4 adults approached: Tsunade, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Raza. Naruto's eyes lit up at the sight of Raza, and he ran to hug him, who returned the embrace. He introduced Raza to his friends, who stared in awe at their first encounter with a competent and caring Ka. The spirits inside Naruto seemed eager to greet their old friend. He informed Raza about this, and the group headed to the Forbidden Forest, where Naruto released the spirits. It was a lot of fun, especially seeing Menma's reaction. Naruto had forgotten to explain Kurama and Sarutobi Gigi to Menma before releasing them. Once again, Menma was met with warm hugs and warnings of dire consequences should he ever harm Naruto. The rest of the day was spent in the Forbidden Forest, where they were later joined by Ibiki, Enko, Kakashi, Irika, Kushina, Mikoto, and Fugaku. Danzo visited briefly before leaving to oversee the ANBU Roots training. They all chatted and played before starting their training. Before they began, Naruto explained their plans after the Chunin exams. Everyone agreed to follow him, with or without their parents. It was clear the parents would come. They all adored Naruto. The women treated him like their own child, often dressing him in kimonos. With the Chunin exams approaching, each female was on the lookout for the perfect outfit for Naruto, which made him nervous. He had to escape home a few times when Kushina and Tsunade brought back a mountain of kimonos. The highlight of the evening was the training match between Naruto and Gaara. Each possessed unique abilities. Naruto could control fire and water, while Gaara commanded sand. Gaara had a slight advantage, having been raised and trained with sand his entire life. However, Naruto was quite strong. They fought head-to-head, neither giving the other an upper hand. The sight, though it might have been brutal in another context, was appealing, a true display of perseverance. It captivated anyone fortunate enough to witness it, but since this was the Forbidden Forest, only their group dared to be there. In the end, Naruto emerged victorious. Both were healed before they parted ways. The Suna group would stay with the three sages, Shizune, who had been preparing the rooms all day, Kushina, and Naruto. Naruto, however, planned to stay with Shikamaru. The two spirits decided to spend the night in the sage's house, wanting to give Naruto some alone time with Shikamaru. Since they were supposed to be dead, they transformed into foxes. Shikaku came out to say goodbye to Naruto, which startled Menma, though he had been informed beforehand. After dinner, Naruto and Shikamaru entered their room. Naruto decided it was the right time to ask the lingering question, "Shikamaru, why are you holding back?" This startled the lazy genius. "What do you mean? I know you want to do more than hickeys. So why are you restraining yourself?" Shikamaru sighed, realizing he should have seen this coming. He composed himself before muttering something inaudible to Naruto. When Naruto asked him to repeat it, Shikamaru replied, "Because you can give BR each." A long and awkward silence followed. But I'm a guy, half fox. Because of the adoption. Kurama told me that, since you are half fox, you can give BR. That's also why you look a little feminine. I have a pages. Boys can give BRH too. There have been cases. Surprised by this new information about himself, Naruto hugged Shikamaru tightly. That's great. Now the Nara family can have an heir. And I can have my own child. With you. Yes, but you have to remember we're only 12, Naru. Do you want to take it slow then? Wait until we're older to have a family. Yes. Naruto smiled warmly at Shikamaru, planting a kiss on his lips. I do too. The rest of the night, they cuddled and slept peacefully. Finally, the day arrived when Team 7, consisting of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sai, received their scrolls confirming their qualification for the Chunin exams. Unfortunately, Team 11 was also accepted. Ebisu had no choice, as the Hokage and the Civilian Council were pressuring him. However, two good things happened. The teams were split up, with Mito and Sakura forming a new Team 11 under the Hokage, while Menma and Haku became Team 12 with Zabuza and Ebisu as their senseis. As a result of the split, Ebisu was finally free. During this time, Menma moved into the sage's house, leaving behind the name Namikaze. Kushina and Naruto felt proud of Menma, and he was chosen to be the next head of the Uzumaki clan, an idea proposed by Naruto. Team 7 and Team 12 decided to meet before entering the building without their senseis. They were instructed to go to the third floor, but upon reaching the second floor, they noticed a crowd gathered around two ninjas. Sasuke spoke first. They do realize that we are on the second floor, right? Sai smiled and added, what idiots? Menma scoffed, recognizing the jutsus being used. He spotted Mito and Sakura arguing with the ninjas. Look who's there, Menma said, pointing at them. Should we tell them? Haku asked. No, it'll ruin our fun, Naruto replied as they continued upstairs. They entered the room and scanned the area, feeling the pressure from others' ki but remaining unfazed. They headed towards their group of friends and began chatting until Ibiki arrived to lead the chosen genins into the examination room. As the test began, Naruto quickly realized the aim of the whole thing. Ibiki was getting smarter. He noticed two genins absent, Mito and Sakura. Pathetic, he thought. Trained by the Hokage himself but couldn't even see through a low-level genjutsu. This would greatly wound the Hokage's reputation, which was already in jeopardy after the clan heads discovered what kind of person he really was. After the ordeal, only a few teams remained. Anko took them to their second exam destination, the Forbidden Forest. Fortunately for Naruto and his friends, they knew that forest inside out, making it easy for them to obtain the scrolls in less than 2 hours before entering the building. They spent the next 3 days waiting for the third exam to be explained. On the third day, Naruto saw the Hokage climbing the stairs, pointedly ignoring him and his friends, including Menma, before making his announcements. As you have all completed this harsh stage, I would like to congratulate you. Now, since there are only a few teams here, draw your slot. There is a pair for each number in there. Whoever has the same number as you will fight against you in the final exam in 3 months. 2 exceptionally talented ninjas who were sick for the first 2 exams will be joining for the final exams. My daughter Mito and her friend Sakura. Whispers erupted as Mito and Sakura entered the platform, standing in front of the genin ninjas. This time, the whispers weren't so kind. Now, the Hokage began. On the day of the first exam, my daughter and her friend were drugged and knocked out. It seems 2 ninjas pretended to be them and look like failures. We don't know who they are, but I have a gut feeling about 2 people. So, they will be joining. The civilians began to clap while the ninjas glared, clearly sensing the Hokage was lying. Doubts about their leader began to spread among the ninjas. Naruto looked around, trying to make sense of it all, until he spotted Danzo, who smirked instead of looking furious. The people started to pick up their numbers. No 2 ninjas from the same village were pitted against each other, with 2 exceptions. Menma was going against Sakura, and Naruto against Mito. This was going to be easy. After they were dispersed, Naruto sought out Danzo's chakra. What's this about Danzo Gigi? Naruto asked. Your father made up that excuse along with the civilian council and the 2 heads. The ninja council protested, but then I thought, why not give them a taste of their own medicine? I voted in their favor and told the clan heads in code, without Minato seeing my idea. They too accepted their false story. However, when they said that you and Sai were guilty, we drew a line. I was hoping you would be paired against Mito, so now you can show who's better in the exam. My Black Ops will make sure that team doesn't cheat. Until then, train hard. Thanks, Gigi. Naruto said happily. Later that night, Naruto shared the plans with his friends. They all smirked, eagerly anticipating the upcoming events. So, you're saying I'm going to be trained by Kurama, Gigi, and Uncle Orochi. Sasuke and Sai are going to be trained by Kakashi, Itachi, and Pervy Sage, and Menma and Haku are going to be trained by Zabuza, Ebisu, and Auntie Tsunade. Yep, Gigi replied. What about Mom? Well, honey, Kushina began, after you are done with your training, I will be teaching you and Menma the Uzumaki chains. And since you already know a lot about sealing, I'll be teaching some things about sealing to Menma too. Naruto nodded in agreement. It made perfect sense. So, are we going to train somewhere? Orochimaru smirked. You'll see. For 3 months, Naruto and his senseis trained in a hidden forest, while Sasuke and Sai trained with their senseis along with Gaara's group in Suna, and Menma and Haku trained with their senseis in Spring Country. Before Naruto left, he gave his boyfriend a huge kiss. During those 3 months, progress on the new village was rapid. They decided to rebuild Uzoshiagakure, with full support from Suna. Itachi informed them that the village would be completely rebuilt just as the exams ended, meaning they could defect right after the exams. They sent a letter to all the daimyos, stating their reasons for this decision. In the end, the daimyos gave their full support, which helped to remake Sunagakure and provide settlers as well as armies, signing documents that allowed all of them to leave Konoha. This meant that every ninja, at least those who hadn't mistreated Naruto, would defect. The clan heads were already informed. Unfortunately, some clan heads had to make the defection without their elders, as the elders were obstructive. 3 months passed quickly, and it was time for Naruto to fight Mito. This was the last match, and all of Naruto's friends had won. Both competitors stood in the ring. Mito smirked, feeling victorious, while Naruto maintained a calm facade. "Start," the proctor announced. Naruto swiftly moved towards Mito and punched her hard in the stomach. It was so fast that she couldn't react, and she was thrown back, hitting the borders and spitting out blood. Pathetic, Naruto thought. Most of the ninjas cheered, while some of the civilians booed. Mito charged at Naruto with a blade in hand, attempting to strike him, but she couldn't land a hit. Finally, frustrated, she used a Rasengan and charged at Naruto. He immediately activated his ability, creating a massive wall of chakra-infused ice between them. The ice did not break upon impact. The Rasengan was too weak to put a dent in the wall. Mito stepped back, startled. The wall shattered into sharp shards, surrounding Naruto as a protective barrier. The crowd gasped as they saw his Kekkai Genkai eyes. He lifted his hand, making the shards levitate and join to form a massive dagger, glaring at the trembling Mito. "Give up, or this will be painful," Naruto stated plainly. "No." She stammered, but she couldn't stop trembling. She knew she was in trouble. Naruto sighed, and suddenly, the ice dagger was covered in flames, yet the ice didn't melt. "Now give up," he urged again. Mito was too afraid to respond. Just as she was about to raise her hand to concede, a figure attacked Naruto from behind. She smirked, thinking he was about to be defeated. However, a wall of ice covered in flames protected Naruto. The figure's hand burned, and he howled in pain. An ice hand formed, picking him up and throwing him down in the middle of the stage for all to see. It was Minato Namikaze. Minato sensed the crowd's doubts about his actions and addressed them. "Naruto, I hereby banish you from Konoha for cheating in this match." Naruto raised an eyebrow. "And how did I cheat? You never had a Kekkai Genkai, and that particular one was never in the family history. I bet you stole it from someone to help you cheat." Naruto smirked. "This Burinjan was given to me when I was very small, as a way to protect myself, seeing as half of this village tried to kill me. You cannot give someone a Kekkai Genkai. If that is true, then how could I have stolen it as you accuse me of? And yes, it is possible to get a Kekkai Genkai, especially from the Kyuubi and the 4th Hokage." Many gasped at this. Minato shouted, "You liar. I banish you for lying to your Hokage and making contact with the Kyuubi. I bet it was to harm this village." Naruto snorted, "If I wanted to destroy this village, I would have done it years ago." Naruto took out a scroll from his body and placed it on the ground. He unwound it and created some HNDCFFS as 2 piles of human-sized clay emerged. He placed his hand on both clays and transferred his chakra to them, creating a passageway for Kyuubi to take over one and for Gigi to take over another. Soon, the clay formed into the 2 figures. Their eyes opened and they moved slightly. What have you done?" Minato asked. "I created a passageway from my chakra into these 2 clay bodies for the entities within me to take over them. Meet Lord Fourth and the Kyuubi." The civilians gasped, unsure of what to do. The ninjas, however, were quiet, equally confused. Gigi looked at Minato in disappointment. "When I sacrificed myself, all I asked from you was to treat your family equally. You disregarded my dying words. You are not worthy of being the Hokage." Kurama approached next. "You hurt my kit so many times because you could not accept that he was my Jinchuriki. I know you've tried to harm him too. Here's an eye-opener for you and all those who thought my kit would be better off dead. If he did die, I would be free, and I would not hesitate to unleash my wrath on this village for what you have done." All those years ago, when I attacked, I was controlled by a masked man. Now, if I had a choice, I would definitely attack again. This time of my own free will. Naruto stepped forward. Everyone here, you know the truth. It is up to you whether you want to believe it or not. But I will tell you one thing. Everyone I care about and I will be leaving this village. We will head back to the newly rebuilt Sunagakure. It has been communicated to all the daimyos, and every village knows about the abuse I faced here. Needless to say, all of your allies are cutting ties with you. Goodbye. Suddenly, almost half of the village left. Konoha was left to wither. 10 years later, it had been 10 years since the Exodus, 10 years since the founding of Sunagakure. The village flourished and prospered, known as the only village safe from war, the most peaceful and accepting place. Naruto and his friends had managed to bring Madara to the good side, and he worked as the commander for the special ANBU. Naruto gave Madara a new body to inhabit, allowing him to leave Obito's form. Obito ended up falling in love with Rin, who had somehow survived and hidden from everyone until she heard the rumors of Sunagakure, and the two married. Itachi and Kurama married. Sasuke married Gaara, which wasn't a surprise considering how much Sasuke flirted with the somewhat oblivious Gaara. Sai married Ino, Tenten married Niji, Choji married Temari, Menma and Haku married, Hinata married Kiba, and Shino and Lee married girls from the village. Kakashi married Irika, and Anko chose to remain single. Finally, Naruto married Shikamaru. In the Uzumaki household, 3 kids were running around, 2 boys and 1 girl. One boy had blonde spiky hair tied in a ponytail, narrow brown eyes, and tan skin. His name was Kiyoshi Uzumaki Nara. The second boy had short black spiky hair and blue eyes, also with tan skin. His name was Shikamori Uzumaki Nara. The girl had very long, slightly spiky hair, 1 blue eye and 1 brown eye, and tan skin. Her name was Kushi Uzumaki Nara. Their babysitter was trying to keep them from running around. Suddenly, 2 figures entered the household. Sensing their chakras, the children ran to them and hugged them, both figures chuckling. The babysitter caught up. Were they naughty, Miss Ayam? Not at all, Yuzuki-sama. You don't have to call me that, you know. You and Grandpa Tucci practically raised me. Dad would be mad if he heard you call him Grandpa, Naruto. Naruto chuckled. Ayam said her goodbyes before leaving the happy family. They sat down for dinner and then watched TV until it was time for bed. In the MS-tier bedroom, Naruto and Shikamaru were on the bed, sharing a kiss. You know, Naruto said once he caught his breath, I think I want another child. Shikamaru groaned, don't make me go through that again. I'm the one who gives birth, not you. And I'm the one that has to take care of you. You're really fussy when you're Arjun and tea. Naruto looked at Shikamaru with pleading eyes, please. Shikamaru chuckled, we'll see.